Welcome back everybody to the daily show where we discuss and do technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So before we get started, and I know a lot of you guys are just sitting and watching and not hitting the like button, so please hit that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated, guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. And if you want to get my daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, live trading, and all kinds of setups, definitely check out that Patreon link down below in the description. And now let's get right into it, guys. On Netflix is down 0.83%, so another down day on Netflix. And if you look at my screen, high for the day on Friday, 592.43. And again, getting a massive rejection, getting above 588, but also getting a rejection, coming back and now holding above blue line 5-day moving average right here, which is sitting at 580.89. So that's gonna be your line in the sand on Netflix going into Monday. And soon as that gives up, you're going to see Netflix coming down and filling this gap right here at 576.78. And below that, we also have support down here at 570, 564, a critical support, and then this gap down here, 559.20. But Netflix can actually break above 588. You're going to see continuation to the upside, and in that case, watch out for a move all the way up to 500. But before that, this Bollinger Band on top needs to expand all the way up to 500, and then we could see that move on Netflix. Until then, guys, watch this critical support right down here, 580.89, and below that, this gap, and also this gap down here just below 564. On Meta, it's down 0.43% and another fresh new all-time high, 494.36, and then we saw a pullback, and now it's down on the day 0.43%. So going into next week, unless we get that breakout over 490, I mean, this thing still inside this box right here and trading in between 452 and 490. So a breakout above 490 should take Meta all the way up to easily 500 and then 520. Below 490, you need to watch this support right down here, 5-day moving average 476.65, and just below that we have this gap 469. Now also a critical support here on Meta on any given day. If there is a big pullback, it needs to hold bottom of this range, which is at 452, and now there is also a line with this 20-day moving average, which is sitting at 452 also, and that is a big support. But once we get that breakout over 490, this thing can move easily up to 500 and possibly even higher up to 520. And if you guys are on X, you can give me a follow right here, and there is no subscription, nothing you gotta go through. It's totally free, and I do share lots of information on X. And here's some fantastic plays that I took on Friday, and I'm going to share with you guys how you can actually make a lot of money using just a little bit of money on Friday. And you can see right here, Nvidia, I got in at 930, 780 puts, and then SQ also $76 puts, and then PNW also got in right here, and then within 3-4 minutes it was almost 100%, got out right here. And then if you look at my screen, Nvidia actually got up another, I think, $8, added more puts on Nvidia. Also on SQ, added more puts. Just after a couple of minutes, Nvidia came down, it was 40%. Okay, took some profit right there. SQ came down, took some profit right there. And then these things exploded. Nvidia from 35 to 40 cents, depending on where you got in. I got in at 36 cents. Exploded, guys. From 36 cents, got up to where? $8 a piece on Friday. So if you actually had 300 and what, 30 some dollars on 10 puts, you got 8 grand profit. Well, let's say you at least got 5 grand. So all these trade ideas, and especially on SQ, that one was only 6-7 cents, got up to 36 cents. And not to mention PNW, and you can see this also, guys, Microsoft high for the day on Friday, it was right here, 415, 416. And if you actually took 410 puts, I did not play this one, went through the roof, over 300% on Friday. So how you can see how you can make, lots of money just using a tiny bit, $200-300, and then that can actually turn into a massive amount on Friday. So all these ideas on Friday and everything that I took, everything paid, and all these are available on Patreon. And especially if you guys want to support my channel, check out their link down below in the description, guys. On Amazon, stock is up 0.23% and actually opened at 173.28, came down to 173.70. It was holding above the support 173, went back up, and now trading almost close to 175. So this is going to be a key level to watch right here on Amazon, 173. And at some point, Amazon gives up this support 173. You're going to see a drop down to this gap, 170.23. And that's going to be a support to watch right here after filling this gap. And then we also have strong support down here, 167. To the upside, as long as Amazon can hold 173, watch out for a move all the way up to 180. And this thing can run above 173. And why? Because if you look at my screen, Bollinger Band on top expanded all the way up to 179.47. So definitely above 173. Amazon can run all the way up to 180. On Google, stock is absolutely flat on the day, and Google holding 145 as a support into closing on Friday, and not even coming down here to fill this gap at 143.98. So you're line in the sand right here on Google, 145, and below that, watch out for this gap down here, and that's going to act as a support also, 143.98. And below this support, watch out for a move all the way down to 140. Now, as long as I would say Google can hold in between 145 to 144 after filling this gap, yes, we could see a move all the way up to 146.44 to this 20-day moving average. And once we get above this 20-day moving average, we can easily see a move up to this gap, 148.56. And then we can talk about even filling this gap right here on top at 152.78. On Microsoft, it's down 0.32%. Now, I'm not going to go all over that play again, but you guys saw that I put out before opening. Microsoft, if you want to short, levels to short 415, 416. And this thing got up to 415.86. And right after that, what happened, guys? Huge dump off all the way down to 408.97. So anybody got in here on Microsoft watching those levels from my watch list, which actually came out pre-market before opening, you made a ton of money. I think it's 300-400% easily right here on Microsoft. If you actually got the right entry on top, this thing came down and your Lotto puts went through the roof on Friday. Now going into next week, it's holding this critical support 410. Now if that gives up, we do have support down here 406.20, 5-day moving average, and just below that we have this gap at 402.29, and then the support at 400. Also we do have support right down here, lower Bollinger Band, which is sitting at 397.36. We also have support at 394, and then this gap 390. Now to the upside, as long as Microsoft can hold right here 410, watch out for a move up to 413, 415, and then 418.97. On Tesla, stock is down 2.76%. Now here on Tesla, we're not getting a breakout over 200. Also, it's not breaking down below 190. And if you look at my screen, we still have inverse head and shoulder on Tesla. And now we can call this a mini bear flag, which is playing out right now, but we have no confirmation. and the confirmation will come below 190. Now, one thing I want to point out, and a lot of people are holding Tesla shares as a swing trade or maybe even long term. I'm holding a whole bunch of shares. And guess what? Whenever you buy Tesla, you never sell your Tesla shares for loss. And I'm telling you guys, I'm not selling a single share until this thing gets up to at least 225 to 30. And that's going to happen even if this thing actually comes down another $30-$40. I'm just going to buy even more. And it's not the first time that I'm buying and I'm calling it out that it's going to happen. Trust me, it's going to happen, and I'm going to go back and repeat this video again when this thing comes right back up to 225 to 30. So here on Tesla, guys, yes, the trend is down, but do not count Tesla itself out. Going into next week on Monday, you need to watch 190, a critical support right down here, bottom of this channel, and 20-day moving average right here. Below that, you're going to see the dump off all the way down to 180. Now, Tesla can hold right here. Then watch out for a move back up to 194, up to even 195.57, 5-day moving average, and then critical level we need to break here on Tesla for a move back up to the upside, and that is 200. One more thing I want to point out here. Tesla getting a Bollinger Band squeeze right here. Upper Bollinger Band coming down and the lower one now moving up. And that means one thing, a big move here on Tesla is coming very soon. We just need a catalyst, and that could be positive or negative, guys. I mean, whenever we get that Bollinger Band squeeze, usually we see a big move. Now, which way things will go, nobody knows, and I think we will find out very soon, because Tesla already oversold and not getting any significant bounce. So I think a bounce here on Tesla is due, and that's going to come in next 4 to 6 weeks. On Apple, stock is down 1%, and Apple now trading below 183. Just when you think Apple got that breakout from this bullish falling wedge, it's falling again, and now it's trading below 183. So the next support here on Apple down here at 180, and below 180, there is going to be a lot more selling all the way down to 177 and even lower down to 173. Now Apple here needs to get above 183, and soon as that happens, watch out for a move back up to 185 and then this gap right up here at 186.79. Also guys, do not forget this head and shoulder pattern. We got the head, left shoulder and right shoulder, and if this is actually going to play out, that means one thing, I mean, a full measured move here on this head and shoulder pattern will take Apple down, possibly all the way down here to 166 to 165, and that is a big move. But I think if that happens, at least I'll be really happy, because I'm waiting for that dip right down here close to 165 to 166. And the last time I bought right here, this thing rallied like crazy. So yes, Apple, definitely watch out for that dip. If that happens, that's going to be a huge opportunity on Apple to buy that dip around this level here at 165 to 166. Now, if this thing actually gets that breakout over 190, then yes, things will move higher and it's not going to play out anymore. On AMD, it's down 2.94%, and AMD now trading above 172.95, trading at 176.52. Now here on AMD, if you look at my screen, the range here on AMD 164 and to the upside 184 to 185. And AMD got up to 184 almost on Friday, getting a rejection, came back all the way down to 174.55 and now trading at 176.52. So what's going to happen here on AMD? Critical support right down here, just above this gap, 172.95. Now, if that gives up, you're going to see a dump off all the way down to this gap right here, 164.90. And you know that this is also a big support, previous all-time highs right here on AMD. Now to the upside, AMD can actually stay above 172.95 and gets that breakout over 184 to 185. That should take AMD all the way up to easily 195. But before that, guys, this Bollinger Band on top needs to expand all the way up to 195, and so far that's not happening on AMD. On Nvidia stock, it's up 0.36%, so kind of a flat day on Nvidia, and you guys saw that play, went through the roof, guys. Now Nvidia stock, you cannot just go and short anywhere, you gotta time it, and this was perfect timing on Friday to short because it was getting far too overextended to the upside. It would come back, and I knew that pre-market this thing will come back and at least will give up $20-30, and guess what? This thing gave up $40 on Friday and came down to $775 and then went back up to $800, got rejected, and now trading at $788.17. So here on Nvidia, if you look at my screen, this is gonna be a level to watch right here around 780 on Nvidia stock. That's gonna be a key level to watch on a pullback, and below that we could see a massive dump off all the way down to 745, this previous all-time highs, and also a retest of this breakout. Now to the upside, Nvidia can actually break above 800, then you're going to see continuation, and this thing could be going back up to this high 823.94 and possibly up to even 840. Now one thing I want to point out, guys, it's getting really dangerous here in this market. And why? And I think a rug pull is coming very soon, because this is the only stock that is moving the market, not Microsoft, and definitely not Apple, and also no Tesla, no Meta, nothing moving this market. Nvidia alone moving this market. When this thing goes up, guess what? Nasdaq 100 going up, S&P 500 going up, even Dow Jones going up. When this thing comes down, everything coming down. So if there is actually a big sell-off here on Nvidia stock, it's not gonna continue this way every day, right? It's just impossible. There will be profit taking. And whenever that happens, guess what? This entire market will come back because of this one stock. So keep that in mind. It's getting really frothy and dangerous right now here in this market, where one stock is actually running this market, guys. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. And I'll definitely keep you guys updated going into Monday night.